Hello, Stewart.
Billy, hello?
Hello, hello. Now, I'm being the interviewer today,
Oh.
and I quite like that. So I can sit back and relax a bit once I think of a question or two. So I think the first one is, so you went to the world premiere of Lord of the Rings,
I did.
and how was that?
It was great, and for the last time I shall embarrass myself and thank you again for the opportunity to go.
Not at all.
It was fantastic. It was really, 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 really interesting because the premiere was on the Monday, but the Thursday before that I had the birth of my second child.
Which, is bigger news.
It is big. Not really. Not really. It just meant that the
The
child
birth
and
of a
I,
movie.
well, no, the child and I didn't get off on the wrong foot. If it was any later, because it was a bit touch and go because the baby was going to be induced. It was 2 weeks late, and the baby was going to be induced on the Saturday, which was then getting a wee bit close to my flight on the Sunday, and it was a bit of a nightmare. So it all worked out beautifully, and my wife was very kind to say yes, you can go down, and so
Great.
and everybody was well, and everything was healthy, so it was fine to go. So went down, flew down. It was fantastic actually. Flew down on the Sunday night, and you'd very kindly arranged a ride for me, a silver car,
Yeah.
which was good. And that was great. So you're in the big silver Mercedes talking to the guy going to the Dorchester Hotel, and I'm just saying to the guy going, "This is mad. This is mad. This is crazy. This is mad." And that was just brilliant. That was just really exciting. And talking to the guy about who was in the Dorchester and saying that I just missed George Clooney. And
That's right, because they were there doing Ocean's 11.
yeah, he owed me a fiver. That's why.
George Clooney?
Yeah,
Ah.
I think that's why he'd skipped out. He'd
Well,
never
yeah,
been time.
yeah.
And so it was exciting. You just kind of got, and I had no idea what to expect, obviously, because I've never been to a world premiere before. And arrived at the hotel, and
I think a great thing was that you did come down the evening before rather than
Yeah.
on the day of the
Absolutely.
premiere, because it meant that evening we could kind of catch up, because I'd been off doing the kind of American side of the junket and stuff. So it was really nice to have you arrive and my sister all ready to be there, and be able to go out for dinner and just chat for a while and just really relax.
it was great. It was. I couldn't agree with you more, because obviously, if push came to shove with the baby, I would have flown down on the Monday.
Yeah.
But everything was okay, so I flew down on Sunday. And you're absolutely right. It was because once we got into the hotel and just chilled out for a bit and went for a very expensive drink in the bar. Then to go for the meal because in the meal there was yourself, obviously, your sister, Elijah was there, Elijah's sister's friend,
Yeah.
just a bunch of people, and Dom turned up and all the rest of it. And it was just good to sit there with you guys and just see, after you talking to me for months about the kind of camaraderie and how everybody got on, and just to sit there and go, yeah, this is real, this is great.
And it does feel like a family, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
There's a real sort of it doesn't feel like it's a job and it's finished. There's a real sort of passion. People really love
And also,
being together.
and also what was good about it was so open, because obviously I'd come in, you'd introduced me, and I could have just sat there on the sidelines all night and been more than happy. But you were brought into the family. No, it wasn't an exclusive
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, totally.
You
Yeah.
were in and having a laugh and.
I really think that even though this is your interview now,
No.
but
Fine.
I really think that thinking about it now, a year on, that Pete Jackson, in casting the movie, was very careful in getting people who he thought were genuinely nice people, because of the length of the thing. That he just felt that they should all get on, and that's really worked out.
It shone through. I mean, it really did. It just really did. And the meal was hilarious. I mean, the meal was just funny.
Yeah.
It was just great banter. It never stopped. Elijah ordered more food, and I'll have this, and I'll have this, and I'll have this, and I'll have this. And
As he has a habit of doing.
it was great. It was just kind of, and I'll have this, and I'll have this, and it was brilliant. 6 courses, I think we had.
Yeah, it was good food.
It was great. And
And then a good night's sleep.
yeah. Well, I mean, also the kind of thing for me was going back to the hotel, and we just sat in the Dorchester. There was some function going on.
That's right.
And we just sat, and we were all just kind of full up with food, and just kind of a bit woozy. It'd been a long day, obviously, for you guys. It'd been a long day for me with the flight, and just sitting there and just looking around, the chat was still hilarious, and I just looked round and I thought, these people are really lucky to know me.
And so we are.
And I thought, aren't these guys lucky? No, but I mean, it was just really, really nice. It was just kind of, it was just like a big sigh at the end of the night. It was just like really, really good, and it was like, this is cool. Then, as you say, a nice restful night's sleep ready for the big day, and that was hilarious. The big day was hilarious.
Good fun.
We just sat in the room ordering coffee for a bit, and then watching TV, and then you had to get ready to do TV.
Well, we had to nip into town because
to get me
I got a new pair of shoes that had a leather sole, and I'd have just slipped right up the carpet, which had been no good.
Hello. That would have been funny.
And then we got you a nice new shirt.
A nice new shirt
for your kilt.
Absolutely, and it was very relaxing, and that was just great. That was just kind of very. That was a good day, because I thought you'd be busy, so I'd planned things in my head, but I'm so glad I didn't actually do them, because it was just really relaxing. And you went to do your chat show, which was weird.
Oh, that was fun, yeah. Richard and Judy, I think when you've made it onto Richard and Judy, you've made it on kind of British TV.
You were there, you were there, and it was a very funny interview too.
They're great, actually. They're really good fun.
And that was funny as well, because I'd seen you in the room. You said, right, Stuart, I'll see you later. And I went, okay. And I went into your sister's room for a beer, just to watch you do your thing. And then there you were, 20 minutes later. Like you did your interview, then 20 minutes later you were back. And it's kind of like, this is a bit odd. This hurts my head. This hurts my head. So, of course, you had another friend. You had John down, and John was fantastic fun.
Yeah, who I used to play in bands with for years. He was the drummer in many bands that I've played in, and he's great fun, isn't he?
Oh,
he's the most high energy man
hilarious.
I have ever met.
That was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
And you went off with Margaret and your agent, and John and I were together for the thing, and that was just so funny, because we were kilted up, we were kilted up, and walking up into the cinema with the crowds there was it was a great buzz.
Yeah, it was a really good evening, wasn't it? It was just, I seem to remember my first vision was walking up, kind of doing some interviews, was John coming out the car and flashing himself for the cameras with his kilt, showing exactly what a Scotsman has under his kilt.
Very little, if anything at all.
I'm very glad to see you weren't doing the same.
I couldn't believe it.
You could have scared some people then.
I certainly would have. I thought a double whammy with John and I just wouldn't have been fair.
Visions of Braveheart.
I know, it was like, oh, there's the crowd cleared. But it was good, because John and I, because you gave us a ticket to the premiere, and that was funny, because John and I went in by ourselves, and went up the stairs and sat in our seats, and I just turned round to John and went, these seats are brilliant. These are just fantastic seats. I'm over the moon. Billy's done as well. He's done us proud. He's got brilliant seats. John's turning around to me, giving it fantastic seats. Right there, the screen's right there in front of us. We're going, this is brilliant. We couldn't ask for better seats. And then suddenly we feel our collar being grasped and giving it, you boys. Who do you think you are? We're giving it, but we've got yellow tickets. We've got the yellow tickets. Look. They're not yellow. They're gold. And you'd given us the wrong ticket. A bit of a Pippin moment for me, I think. So you were on my seat. And, we were on your seat. We were sitting beside Christopher Lee or somebody. I don't know. And of course we were then huckled and given the other tickets, and then taken downstairs, and it just to some other good seats. Oh, there were fantastic seats, but it just looked like being taken down the stairs. There's all these celebs coming up, and two shysters in kilts, going, just trying it out. Sorry. But it was great, and the film just, as you know, blew me away. Just absolutely blew me away. Fantastic. Great to see it in that kind of size cinema. And a good screen. Oh, massive. Just brilliant to see it for the first time. And then the party, which, as you know, Billy, the film kind of blew me away, because all day during the day we were looking forward to the party, because everybody's confidence about the film was such that we knew we were going to see a good film. We just, you guys were exuding a quiet nod about the film, saying, yeah, it's a good film. And I'd taken that and went, well, at least I know one bit of the night's going to be great. But the film blew me away. And then at the party, I didn't really drink, because I was kind of still thinking about it. And it's now a thing where every time I go to the movies now, after the movie, I insist on meeting the cast. Well, I should hope so. because that was a really, really good thing about it, was that, and I'm not the kind of guy who will go up and want to take photographs of me and the cats and or even talk to them, because I think it's their time off and let them get on. But I was so blown away by it that I was over the moon that I could at least shake people's hands and say thank you.
Yeah.
And you were great. I mean, I had a great chat with Elijah, a great chat with Serene, who said 3 words which stuck with me. And that, at the end of it, we talked about the moment when I think which really got me into it and said, right, I'm in for this.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, Serene just looked up at me and went, tell your friends. I went, okay, and I have done nothing since.
He's a great man.
And he was very kind and very generous with his time. He just said, tell your friends. I went, oh, okay.
Okay.
And
I have no friends.
I have no friends. I do run a site though. I have no friends in that. And that was good. And talked to Shook, Peter Jackson, Sam, talked to Liv Tyler briefly. Had a great chat with Elijah about things. Dom as well shook his hand, said thank you very much, and it was brilliant. Just
good.
Tremendous. And then home to bed, to wake up the next day, the world a smaller but happier place.
And back to see your new son.
But that was inconsequential compared to the whole. No, it was great to go back and see the world.
I have to say, when you were telling me the other day a story about your son crying and the other son walking around, it was one of the funniest stories I'd ever heard, and it still makes me giggle. Because, you know, I haven't as yet met your sons, but the visual picture I have of them is brilliant.
No, they're good boys, and I'm delighted that my youngest son Jake decided to be born at the right time so I could go, or else he wouldn't have got any Christmas.
Well done, Jake.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Stuart.